My name is Cynthia Argueta, and this is my persuasive speech. My audience. Oh my goodness, we're all gonna die. Anyone else here tired of the media coverage of the Ebola virus? The United States has a population of over 300 million individuals, and we're forced to focus on 4 cases of people that were infected by the virus. I, for one, am tired just hearing about it. According to the National Review article, it began with Thomas Eric Duncan, who came from Liberia and came to the United States back in September 28th. He actually went to the hospital located in Dallas, the Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital, and he was released. He wasn't feeling so well, and so he came back, and 2 weeks after that, he died, becoming the first person to die here in America with the Ebola virus. We're also susceptible by the media and the way they over-exaggerate stories. They receive their ratings by placing fear, and that's how they maintain our attention. Anyone who has ever believed a story by the media and just received wrong information, they can relate to this Ebola just outbreak of fear. The fear of being The fear is being infected by the Ebola can be reduced by a well-informed audience, and this will just stop the fear that we have instilled in us. I would like to discuss the root of the virus, the symptoms, and why we shouldn't fear this. Pretty sure y'all are familiar with this image that is being covered at the moment. I would like to discuss the root of the virus, the symptoms, and of course why we shouldn't fear it. We can break this down by 2 different problems. The first one being the miseducation of the virus. Ebola is defined by an infectious disease that can typically begin with a sudden fever, general feeling of fatigue, dizziness, body pains, etc. I think a misconception that we have is that this virus is airborne, and it's not. This is just a diagram of how we could actually get the virus, and it's not airborne. You can be infected by being bitten by a tick, a mosquito, a rodent. This is noted by the hemorrhage fever article. Some type of fluid has to be exchanged between the infected person and the newly infected person. It is, again, it's not airborne. And the second problem that we have is non-treated patients. And according to the hemorrhage fever, the outbreak in West Africa owes this mass number of infected by many patients that were not treated. Many of them, the families just refused to seek treatment due to the stigma associated with the disease. And those that did seek help, such as Eric, they were sent home. You know, doctors just weren't educated on the disease. We can solve this very easily. There are 2 solutions. The first one is don't believe everything you hear. Do your own research. Come up with your own conclusion. And our second solution is as simple as early detection. Don't ignore your body. This disease is not fatal, and there are methods of recovery, such as the case of Nina Pham, who was diagnosed with Ebola and cleared of the virus according to the Newsweek Global. It's not fatal, everyone. There is a way out if you do get infected. There have been 4 cases reported in the United States of Ebola. The first one, of course, being Eric Duncan, who died because we were unprepared and we weren't very educated on it. Since then, the second case involving Nina Pham, she's a survivor now, and the 2 other cases involving the individuals, I have faith that just like Nina Pham, they'll be cured of this disease now that we are educated on how to treat it. Hopefully, you have lost your fear of Ebola. The cases involving the contamination disease of people is directly involved with them being exposed with their fluid. So please take that out of your mind that this is airborne. Ebola is not something that we should fear because it is being controlled, and there is a cure and there's a team of specialists attending to it. So thank you for your time, everyone. That's